Hey everybody, it's Maggie from Personal Euphoria with today's plank story. On the very rare chance you're not in the mood for plank. I know that isn't common at all. Everybody looks forward to getting down and planking. But let's say you don't right now. Instead, you can interlock your fingers and you're going to push your hands away from you as you cave in kind of in your chest and round forward. And then you're going to turn your palms towards you, place them right on your chest, and push your breastbone into your hands and bend back. And you'll just go back and forth between those two moves, forcing nothing, just within a range that feels good. All right, so today's plank story. So I think you have heard many stories about my grandma through the ages, from her going into the igloo we built on her 89th birthday, or when she was younger. And I don't know why my family had a problem keeping their underwear on, but like during the war, the buttons on their underwear would just snap off and their underwear would fall out of their dresses, walking down the street, dancing, whatever they were doing. It was a problem. If you haven't heard the unbreakable plate story, that's a good one to go and find. But so anyway, my grandma is 97 and she's been living alone. But over the past few years, she has developed dementia and it's been progressing. And so my family made a very hard decision to put her in a facility that specializes in dementia. And it was hard because we knew that wouldn't be what my grandma wanted. She'd want to stay in her home, but she also, when we told her about it, recognized that it was a little bit inevitable. She'd finally kind of come to terms with that. This decision was hardest on my mom, but we were all worried about it. Like, how was it going to go? We knew this wasn't what she wanted. And so we moved her in on Thursday. And honestly, I don't think any of us could have believed how well it's actually gone. And I don't want to make light of dementia or minimize it because it's hard and it's challenging. And there are people in this facility who really seem to kind of wander and not know at all what's going on. And there are some who wander and they think they're a waitress and they seem sort of fulfilled and okay with that. But there's also much in the way of life, some beautiful moments. So my grandma got to this facility and these two women who are roommates who are truly, like, even though they're not remembering everything right, they truly are connected to each other. They have bonded since they've been there, and that connection is like palpable. So it's very sweet to see that people can still have human connection when you've lost so much. They basically took my grandma under her wing, and so every day we've had someone from the family show up or multiple people show up. And the great thing is like my grandma's been alone a lot and she's been just spending a lot of time watching TV, and it has seemed like a pretty lonely existence. And since she's been in this facility, every time we show up, she's talking with people and laughing with people, or they had musicians come in and my mom arrived and found her singing and clapping and just so engaged when she hasn't been that engaged. And so really it's just lovely. I hope that doesn't change. I hope it keeps moving that way for her and she sort of finds some happiness there. But what makes me happy to see is, dementia is just upsetting and scary. It's not a path any of us want to take. But it's interesting to see that even in that scenario, you can find human connection. And, these people are sitting at a table and they're telling stories 3 times and missing pieces. But again, they are connecting. I am very lucky to have a lot of longevity in my family. And since I was a kid, I would have told you I wanted to live to 100. I've changed my tune a little. I want my body and my mind. And if I can't have that, 100's not worth it. But, life is often challenging and we go through times when we're grieving or we've lost someone. There's reasons to be sad, right? I'm sad to see my grandma has dementia. I'm sad that this is the end of her life. But inevitably, when I think about hard times, even though like the main feeling might be that they're hard, there is always beauty in or special moments in that struggle. And I just feel like my family has been very lucky to see that in the past few days. Again, I hope it sticks, but it's just nice to see her happy. And with that, I hope you have a wonderful day. And as always, keep moving.